gentlemen. Hello and welcome to the MegaMonsterCast. For this week, we are having a couple of what I like to call side quest episodes, where we are going to be talking about two two shows that we have. One of which I have a decent amount of experience with. The other one is very tangentially related to Josh's own personal tastes.
Yeah.
Uh, this episode we're going to be talking about specifically um, the live action Sailor Moon, the first episode of
I
that.
I didn't even know this existed until you showed me.
I learned about it the day I showed you it. I was like, oh, huh, this is weird. I'm going to send this to Josh. I know he'll be interested in it.
I was, and then I watched it.
Yep, that sounds about right. Yeah,
God,
yeah, yeah. No, this is a special show. Um,
how the hell did it get 52 episodes?
so
Or
I was
51 episodes?
Yeah, it's technically it's 49 and then two special episodes. But yeah,
Ah,
yeah, it's I mean, you gotta remember they were banking heavily on the popularity of the IP itself. They didn't really necessarily have like the strongest production, but Sailor Moon is like a strong pre-existing property that they could bank on the success of in order to sell it.
yeah, this is pinnacle of what not to do for a live action.
Yes, although I will say some of what they do works. It's just not any of the stuff that, like, the actresses themselves, I think are fine.
Oh yeah.
And like I think the acting is okay. I think it's the part where it's about Sailor Moon that it starts to fall apart.
Yeah.
So the part that is the contents.
Yeah, so they did the best with what they had.
Yes. I think almost from the get-go though, you can see some problems. Like I've always thought the tuxedo mask costume is dumb as fuck, but holy shit, does it not work in live action?
It doesn't.
Like when you can see his eyes, it doesn't work right anymore. When you can see his eyes all the time, I should say. Like being able to get a glimpse of them every now and then, whatever, but like no. It's bad.
Uh, Speaking of bad, her costume in the beginning is very horrible.
Uh yeah, no, it's also not great.
Again, the mask, the
Mhm.
misplaced emblem on her like
Yeah, or it's just
forehead here instead of
slight
here.
yeah, it's slightly askew. The fact that like
Oh,
it's like a little bit off balance. Like it seems like one side's a little thinner than the other side too. Like not
let me.
significantly, but noticeably. And maybe that's just the angle that it's shot at, but
I don't
nah,
know.
it doesn't
Even at
work.
that angle, it's still a little like upside down crescent moon over her eyebrow.
Yep. And like again, I'm not gonna say there's clearly stuff that can work in this. Like it's not like it just can't work at all.
Yeah, no, like Power Ranger works.
It's just again, it's odd. Um, Speaking of that though, some trivia I thought I'd come up with before we actually got into the nitty gritty of this.
Oh God.
So the actresses who play the Senshi, the Sailor Scouts, we have of course our five main actresses. We have Miyu Sawai, who is our titular Sailor Moon. As of I was a little bit off on our pre-episode ramble. She was still acting as of 2022 at least. Uh,
Hmm.
gave birth to a kid last year, and was in um, for television 3 different Kamen Rider shows and a Sentai in the last decade and a half.
All built up to this.
Yep. Technically 4 because she was in a Kamen Rider movie too. She was in the Double and Decade movie. She was in Wizard, Amazons for Amazon, and X-Aid, and then she was in for Sentai, Kishiryu Sentai Ryu Soldier, which looks cool, but I'm not sure if it's very good. Then we have Rika Izumi, who plays Mercury. She has been in stuff as of last year, and as I am one to do, she actually played a semi-sizable role in Kamen Rider Gaim, which I've told Josh to watch because it's the same series, because it's the series written by the guy who made Madoka.
Oh god, it's gonna be dark as fuck.
It's super fucking dark and I love it. Yeah, she plays the titular Kamen Rider Gaim's sister in that. Then we have Keiko Kitagawa, who is the successful one of the bunch, like the genuinely successful one of the bunch. She plays Mars. Um, I want you to I want you to tell me what you think she is most well known for in the U.S. because she's actually recognizable in the U.S. to some people.
I had to put my finger on it because I've seen this movie a million times. Tokyo Drift.
Yeah, 100%. She's from Tokyo Drift. Yeah, that is the actress from Tokyo Drift. She's in other stuff too. She's also in Eastbound and no, why did I think that? Southbound. I
Ah,
don't know that actually. I thought she was in Eastbound and Down. I misread that. That would have been
dude, I was
sick
about
as
to
fuck.
rewatch that. I was like, I don't remember her at all.
That would have been sick as fuck. No. She's in other stuff too, but Tokyo Drift is what most Western audiences would know her for.
It's
Uh,
the only good Fast and Furious movie.
all right. Now we're gonna burn some bridges with those people, but I haven't watched those movies, so I don't know that for sure.
Don't need to. I mean, if you watch one, it's Tokyo Drift. That's it.
Okay. Let's see who else. We also have Miu Azama, who I believe was Jupiter. Jupiter is maybe the only one that's not actively acting anymore. Her last credit that I see on Wikipedia, so grain of salt, was from 2021. And then we have Ayaka Komatsu, who was um, Sailor Venus. She has a fairly sizable. Oh no, her last credit is 2019, so she's is the farthest back. But she was also in Ryu Soldier.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. There's a few other things she was in here and there, but she's in no Tokyo Drift. Yeah. So actors that at least stayed in the business for a while.
But
Um,
what about our boy?
I did not care enough to look it up. Give me a second. I didn't care about him at all. Do 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 do. Where are you?
Already looked it up. It's Kamen Rider and Sentai.
That does not surprise me. I want to see.
Ah,
Oh,
as of
he's.
2024.
Oh shit. Huh. He was Ibuki. That's cool. Huh. Good for
Garo, the
him.
one who inherits.
And he was also in Ryu Soldier. Apparently, Ryu Soldier just decided that they were gonna have a bunch of people, and he was in Ranma.
Uh,
But 2011 Ranma, which I don't, what came out for that in 2011?
wait, what? Where?
Yeah, he was in a 2011 Ranma property, but I don't know what it would have been.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, so let's continue. The opening sequence is, gonna be honest, just straight up dog shit.
It's forgettable.
Yeah, it's a lot of stills in front of a green screen.
Gave it that blue lock treatment.
Yep. I mean, yeah. Shout out to Blue Lock. I'm sorry to that one animator who animated 5 episodes on his own. Uh, so yeah, we start our episode with our Sailor Moon being woken up by her little brother, as is tradition.
Yep. As
I
the annoying little brother, this is what we had to do.
Yep. Like credit where credit's due, it does try really hard to be a Sailor Moon property. Like it tries. It hits the beats. I think the problem is when they actually have to do Sailor Moon stuff. Like the whole like school life, home life stuff works.
Yeah.
It's hard to sell the action is the problem.
Like, there's a very particular scene here coming up, well,
Is
towards
it-
the end, where she's just spinning
Yep.
down a flight of stairs or whatnot, a
Yep.
ramp. Or the scene that's coming up is when we get the cat.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's some problems with this one. Um,
Poor
again,
Luna.
there's good stuff. Like again, I'd say all the actors in this are actually trying. Like they're trying, especially considering like some of these actors, this is their first time acting, period. Like I think half of these actresses were just models beforehand,
Think so.
and they like this was their first acting gig. And we're not talking about like the episode 0 because I don't feel like we really either one of us needed to, although both of us watched it. But there's like an entire episode dedicated to like the process of them like hiring on the actresses, like what their thoughts were going into it, the various things they had to go through. Like you can tell all of them seemed like they care about it and we're like
Well,
pretty
they
excited.
probably all watched Sailor Moon on the growing up.
Oh yeah, no, like I mean, I'm trying to these actresses are all in their like late 30s now, so they were age appropriate at the time. They were in their like mid to late teens.
Hmm.
So, I mean, they probably did considering Sailor Moon, the anime came out in the early 90s. 10 years earlier, they would have been like,
Core audience.
yeah, it would have been like 5, 6. Yeah. Yeah, so we do get Luna. Luna looks awful. And no matter what they do with her, if it's the CGI, there's moments where I can like kind of let it pass. There's moments, Josh, where it's like that doesn't look too bad. And then there's moments where it's like it doesn't look too bad, but it's still not good.
Yeah. At least for half the scenes Luna's in, it's just the stuffed animal.
Yeah, which I get it. Because it's not like that wasn't a thing that there was a precedent for. Like I remember watching fucking uh what's the name of Sabrina the Teenage Witch, and they had just a fucking fake cat on set too. It's just this one
Yeah.
has to look a specific way, and they just took an actual Luna plushie and used it. Which, I mean, hey, you have the property, you might as well use it.
Yes. I mean, I don't know if I would have just gone ahead and preferred just them stuffing a cat and working it like a puppet.
Hmm. But yeah, so we get some other good like beats. Again, all prime Sailor Moon stuff. We get like that she's late to school, that the teacher chews her out in front of the class. We get the setup of some of the other characters, which is all good. Like we know her friends, we know her classmates, we get the nods towards the characters that will eventually become Sailor Scouts themselves.
Yeah.
Or
And then they go into a time loop and they keep watching their friend die over and over and over for what do we say, at least 1,000 years?
I mean, there's
Wrong
a
anime.
non-0% chance. There's a non-0% chance that happens in something. Yeah. There's a certain amount of story going on in this, but again, it's just a setup episode. So we get like, oh hey, you were late to class, so now you have to clean up the classroom afterwards. Oh, when you're done cleaning up, we're gonna go and do karaoke. So let's go do karaoke together.
Yeah, because that was big back then
You
and
know what?
still is
Yeah, I was gonna say
in
that.
Japan.
Yeah, I was gonna say in Japan that totally tracks. Like that's especially like the whole karaoke lounge thing. Like that is very viable, especially for like teenage girls at the time. And we get a song that I'm not familiar with, but I don't think I was ever supposed to be.
Yeah, never recognized it.
Yep, and
Also, by the way, Sailor Moon's hair, completely black hair.
yep, yep. So that was something that you brought up to me that annoyed you was that when she is in her normal form, she's just your typical Asian girl with like the black hair. That's what we're gonna get from all of the Sailor Scouts. They're, just normal looking girls, and their hair changes colors when they transform.
Yeah,
I get
you
it.
definitely at points do not see her normal hair underneath the wigs.
Okay, no, like they did not bother reshooting very often. Well, this is probably the best take we're gonna get. You can see her hair underneath the wig. Yeah, but like this is her first acting role. We're just gonna like do
Yeah,
our
but this is the
best.
best. This is the best shot.
This is what we're gonna get. I don't think we can get her to do it again. We also get the girls being super weird, staring at models.
Yeah, yeah, they
Like,
were.
look at the waists, which is weird, but again, not as weird as the cat. Just fucking like coming in and turning, and then and then our Sailor Moon goes and steals a dress and meets a boy. This boy will never be important in the story.
No, don't pay attention to his eyes at all.
Yeah, this isn't gonna be the reveal of our main boy who is staring intently at all these jewels that we saw Tuxedo Mask was also stealing. Totally not what this is all
Holy
about.
shit, is he tuxedo?
Nah.
Oh no, that's not possible. You're right.
Also get a nightmarish water creature.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then we get Luna like
And
being
that,
Luna, introducing herself to.
honestly, the CGI for the water monster was the best part.
You're not wrong, and we're
Wrong
gonna
at the
do
same time.
when we get to, we're gonna do like 3 episodes here. We'll do like a comparison episode after we talk about the other show. I'm curious to see your thoughts on these, like comparing the two, considering they were made roughly around the same time. We're talking like 1 year apart from each other, if that. Yep.
I
I get,
quite enjoyed the other show a little bit more. I
yeah,
watched a few episodes before I went to bed.
it's we'll get to that because that's a valid response to Ryuki. That is a about as good of a response to Ryuki as you can possibly have. Yeah. So this plush, I do love that. Like when they want it to talk and they don't have to like move it, you can tell it's just like somebody like holding it and like moving it a little bit off screen.
Yeah.
Like the head moves. Like I can just imagine someone's like holding onto like the back legs and just like tipping it a little bit every now and then to make it seem like it's talking. Just doing their best. But yeah,
You pay no mind to me hurting myself just now.
no, no, never happened.
Not a single time.
So we also get some focus on Naru, Sailor Moon's friend. This lady is mostly a singer. Like
Oh.
that's what she's known for, being a singer, and now for the last 9 years, a certified Pilates instructor.
Oh God.
Yep, that's what the fucking Wikipedia says about her.
She sings about Pilates.
She sang the Oron High School Host Club theme song.
I don't know that one.
It's okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's okay that I don't know it.
Mhm. So yeah, we get some other characters, including a man who is weirdly blonde-haired, blue-eyed. It makes me think that maybe Goku would be freaky looking as a Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's a really bad wig as well, and then those contacts had to hurt.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Um, so some other little things we get. We get the phone that transforms her clothing into anything she takes a picture of, which,
Most unrealistic part, she left it at home before she went out.
yep.
Nobody would leave their phone like that.
I mean, this is the 2000s, so and I'm not gonna give her too much shit. I have definitely gone to work and forgotten my phone at home a few times.
Mm.
Yeah. Then we get our transformation sequence after the weird water monster. Um, this transformation sequence is unsettling.
Yeah, it
This
is.
this looks like a bad Red Hot Chili Peppers music video.
Oh dear God, you're right.
Yeah, right. Like I could imagine like just a bunch of dudes with socks on their cocks in the background. Yep.
No, no.
Um, we get some honestly pretty uninspired fighting, although I don't really think they were like aiming for good fighting in this. And then we get Tuxedo Mask knocking her out of the way of a knife being thrown at her, thus establishing the love interest. And that's more or less what happened. I mean, we get like setup for what the actual plot of the show is, but it's Sailor Moon. If you've watched the anime, you know what's going to happen, and then even more. Yeah. So how do we feel about this as an adaptation? Again, I've talked about, I think the parts that are not actual Sailor Moon are good. Like the high school
Yeah,
stuff, I think works. The family works. It's when we get to like the mystical element that it falls apart.
I'm with you there. Maybe by episode 49 it's better.
Yeah, I mean, I there's a certain amount of cheesiness to it that I can see being good, and like I have to imagine 2003, like the bar was a lot lower on CG. This probably worked better. Not only that, but like televisions didn't have the same definition as they do now. There's a bunch of other elements to it that probably made it work better.
Uh, Maybe, but like there's some CG later on, like towards the end when we get the fire that she's holding is almost perfect.
Hmm. Yeah, again, I feel like this is a show that if we ever revisit it, which I feel like that would be very difficult to actually make happen, it would
Yeah,
be,
this isn't
and
Gunhead.
yeah, it would be interesting to see kind of our general thoughts about it. Like, like I don't want to do like a watch the entire thing and then talk about it again, but
Oh God.
I have to imagine at a certain point, like again, the acting's fun, the the characters are fun. I have to imagine if you just vibe with that part, like the actual Sailor Moon part was not much of the episode.
True.
So I feel like if you can get on board with that stuff, it's probably a lot better. But I could be wrong. Anyway, though,
I don't know.
what are your final thoughts on this one before we call it?
I mean, if you're a diehard fan, go ahead and watch it. But I don't know. This wasn't for me.
Fair. All right. So tune in next time. Well, tune in for our part two of this three-part adventure where we're going to talk about
Yeah.
Kamen Rider Ryuki. Until then,
Ryuki.
bye bye.
Bye.